A homeless veteran's fists were clenched. He'd just screamed at Michael Jackson in a dark Los Angeles alley. Called him a fake who knew nothing about real suffering. 4 hours later, that same veteran sat in a diner booth, weeping as Michael sang a song no one else would ever hear. What happened that December night would turn a broken Marine into the founder of a shelter that saved 400 lives. December 7th, 1994. Downtown Los Angeles, 5th Street, 11:47 p.m. Temperature 36 degrees. Rain had been falling for 3 hours. Michael Jackson walked alone, black hoodie pulled low, sunglasses hiding his face. He'd just finished a recording session. His bodyguards wanted to drive him, but Michael refused. He needed to walk, to think. A voice exploded from an alley. "Hey, you in the fancy jacket?" A man stepped into the streetlight, torn military jacket, combat boots held with duct tape, thick beard, eyes burning with rage. James Richardson, 44 years old, former Marine sergeant, Gulf War veteran, homeless for 8 years. Michael stopped. "Sir, I don't want trouble." "You don't know trouble," Richardson's voice cracked. "Look at you. I know who you are. Michael Jackson, living in your castle while men like me freeze." He stepped closer. Michael could smell alcohol and unwashed skin. "I watched my best friend die, held him while he bled out, and when I came home, nothing. My wife left, took my kids. I lost everything." His voice rose. "And you stand there with your millions. You sing about healing the world. You're a fake!" A few people across the street stopped to watch. In 1994, most people didn't carry cameras. Michael slowly lowered his sunglasses. "What's your name, sir?" "James Richardson, Sergeant, United States Marine Corps. Not that anyone cares anymore." "It matters, James." Michael stepped closer. "What happened to you matters. I served my country, and my country threw me away. I have nightmares every night. I see Marcus dying over and over. I wake up screaming, so I drink until I pass out." Tears mixed with rain. "You live in fantasy. You don't know real pain." Michael was quiet. Then he did something unexpected. He took off his leather jacket, held it out. "Take this. You're cold. I don't want your pity. I know what you want, James. You want someone to see you, to acknowledge you exist, that what you did mattered, that your pain is real." Richardson's hands started shaking. "Come with me. Let me buy you coffee. Let me listen." "Why? So you can feel good about yourself?" "No, because 8 years ago you fought for people like me, and no one should suffer alone for that." Something in Michael's eyes stopped Richardson. "1 cup of coffee. That's it." They walked 6 blocks to Pete's Diner on Broadway. Old grease and burnt coffee smell. The kind of place where no one asked questions. The waitress, Linda Martinez, 52, recognized Michael but said nothing. Just grabbed menus. Back corner booth. Richardson's hands shook holding the menu. Michael ordered coffee and pancakes for both. When Linda brought coffee, Richardson wrapped both hands around the hot mug. "I still don't understand why." Michael poured cream slowly. "You're right about some things. I've never been to war, never slept on streets, but I know what it's like to be invisible while everyone's watching." "You? Invisible?" "When I was 5, my father would wake me at 3 a.m. to rehearse. If I missed a step, I got hit. If I missed a note, no food. I performed while other kids played." He looked up. "By the time I was 8, I was on TV, millions watching, and I felt more alone than ever. They didn't see me. They saw a product. Richardson stared. Money doesn't heal some wounds. Fame doesn't fill certain holes. Your pain is different from mine, but pain is pain, and yours is real. Richardson's eyes filled. I tried. Applied to 73 jobs in 2 years. Everyone said no. I have a daughter, Sarah. She's 11. I haven't seen her in 3 years. Her mother says I'm dangerous. Maybe I'm broken beyond repair. Tears fell. I'm so tired of being invisible. Michael placed his hand flat on the table between them. A bridge. James, can I sing something for you? What? Here? Just quietly. Something I wrote when I felt invisible. The diner was nearly empty. The clock said 12:33 a.m. Michael began to sing, so softly only Richardson could hear. Not a famous song, something personal, something Michael had never recorded. Words about being a child who wanted to play, about being a man who wanted to be normal, about feeling like a caged bird everyone watched but no one freed. His voice was fragile, vulnerable, raw. Richardson's grip tightened. His whole body shook. Because this wasn't the MTV superstar. This was a human being who understood. When Michael finished, the diner was silent. Linda Martinez stood frozen, tears streaming. The elderly man in the corner had stopped reading. Richardson put his head in his hands and sobbed. Deep sobs from a place he'd kept locked since the war. I thought I was the only one. I thought no one understood. You're not alone, James. You were never alone. Michael wrote an address on a napkin. Westside Veterans Center on Pico Boulevard. Beds, hot meals, PTSD counseling, job training. The director's Robert Chen. I know him. I'll call him tomorrow. He slid it across. When you're ready, go there. Tell them Michael sent you. Why? What do you want from me? Nothing. I just want you to know someone sees you. Someone knows you exist. Someone knows what you did mattered. And your life still matters now. Richardson broke completely. Michael just sat there. Patient, present, real. Linda came over, hands shaking. Mr. Jackson, in 20 years, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. December 8th, 7:15 a.m. Michael took James to the Westside Veterans Center himself, paid for a taxi, rode with him through the morning traffic. When they arrived, the center wasn't open yet. Michael sat with James on the front steps, waiting, watching the sun come up. When director Robert Chen arrived at 7:45, his eyes went wide. Michael, what? Robert, this is James Richardson, former Marine sergeant. He needs help. Robert looked at James, saw the torn jacket, the weathered face. Come inside, Sergeant. Before leaving, Michael took off his watch, a Rolex Daytona, worth $15,000. Sell this when you're ready. Use it to get started. James stared, hands trembling. I can't. I know what it's worth, and you're worth more. Take it. Heal. Michael stopped at the door. James, that pain you carry, it doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. Let it teach you compassion. And then, Michael walked out. James would never see him again. James stayed at the center for 4 months, got therapy for PTSD, learned carpentry, sold the Rolex for $13,000, used it for rent, therapy, a new start. But he never forgot that night, that song in a diner, that feeling of being seen. March 1999, 5 years later. James stood in front of a small storefront in Inglewood. The sign read, Second Chance Veterans House. He'd used the Rolex money, combined with grants, to open his own organization. First year, 17 veterans helped. Second year, 41. By 2009, over 400. On his office wall hung Michael's photograph. Below it, "He taught me that being seen is the first step toward being saved." June 25, 2009. Michael Jackson died. James, now 59, heard the news in his office. He wept for the man who'd saved his life. He flew to Los Angeles for the memorial. His daughter, Sarah, came with him. She'd found him 3 years earlier. They were rebuilding slowly. After the service, a Los Angeles Times reporter approached. "Sir, did you know Michael Jackson?" "I met him once. December 7th, 1994. The worst night of my life. I was homeless, drunk. I screamed at him. His voice grew thick. He could have walked away. Instead, he took me to a diner, bought me coffee, listened for 2 hours. And then he sang to me. Tears fell. Michael saved my life, not with money, though he gave that, but by making me feel human again." "What did he teach you?" Richardson smiled through tears. "That compassion isn't about grand gestures. It's about being willing to sit with someone's pain, to see them when they're invisible." He paused. "Anyone can throw money at a problem. Only the brave sit in it." Today, Second Chance Veterans House operates in 7 California cities. Over 1,200 veterans helped. On every wall is the same quote: "Being seen is the first step toward being saved." December 7th, 1994. Because on a cold, rainy night in 1994, a broken Marine learned that even superstars feel invisible sometimes, and a lonely performer learned that the most important performances happen in empty diners when no one's recording. That's the difference between fame and humanity. Fame makes you visible to millions who don't see you. Humanity makes you real to one person who does. And sometimes that one person is enough to change the world. This story is inspired by Michael Jackson's legacy. All characters except Michael are fictional, but the message is eternal. If this moved you, share it with someone who feels invisible today. Because sometimes all we need is one person who truly sees us.